Hello and welcome back to the garden path. Today I am learning a skill that has kind of fascinated me for a while. We are making, I'm not going to say it out loud because it's a present, because we're doing Christmas this weekend. Hello, yes, I'm aware that it is nowhere near Christmas at the moment. This was originally filmed in February and we did have a delayed Christmas due to the panorama, and it has now taken me, like 3 months to actually edit it and get it up. So that's why this is talking about Christmas, even though it's nowhere near Christmas. Thanks, bye. So I'm making one of these for each person that is going to be at our little Christmas thing. This one here is going to be for my brother, and you can see we're doing them in little coffee cups. Well, his is in a coffee cup, but originally the idea was to do them in little teacups. So this one is a Hannah-inspired teacup. Then this one is a mother-inspired teacup. And then this one here is an Amanda-inspired, and Amanda is my brother's girlfriend. And then this over here is for my dad. I didn't go with the teacup for him just because I liked the bell jar vibe. And then this one over here just has tea in it. So I, once again, have no idea what I'm doing. I did buy a little kit, which I don't know how helpful this kit is going to be considering how helpful the soap making one was. But let's have a look. Okay, so we have some molds, which we probably are not going to use, but maybe if we've got some left over. I do have these little ice cube trays, and I am going to put in any leftovers so that they can harden and I can remelt them to do like a nice layer on the top if any of these cool down funny. We have some wax, but I have a jumbo bag here, which will probably use this one first because this one is in a resealable snap lock bag. I also have some crayons to add some color, and I have already like designated which crayons are going to go to what. I tried to keep this as organized as possible because I don't know what I'm doing. That's a box. I have a bunch of wicks, not from that box. I have some much smaller wicks from that box. And then some instructions, hopefully. I don't think there's actually anything of value in that. Good talk, good box. Let's get started, shall we? Originally, when looking at how to do this, there's like a long metal like jug that you're meant to use, but that costs money. So I went to my local thrift store and I found an old beer stein, and I put some sports tape around the handle to try and give it some insulation, and that's what we're going to use today. Will I burn my hands off? Maybe. Is it going to be a really cool like thrift trip? Maybe. I also am in my bedroom. By the way, the wheels from my office chair have broken off, so my chair is now slightly lower than it should be, which is why this table is so high. But in my bedroom, I don't have a stove. But what I do have is this little egg cooker right here, which I am going to turn on. I have put some boiling water in it already. Great. So now that that's started making a lot of noise, let's get started with our first creation. So I might start off with Dad's one first, just because I can kind of see into it and I can see what's going on. So I have also gone out and bought like specific scents that I think represent each person. So we have a sea mist. We're going to go with like an ocean theme for him. So I've got some blue and some black crayons to give us some color because I want to go for like a stormy grey navy sort of situation. Okay, there we have one. Then I might do like a half or like a 3/4. Great. All right, we're gonna pop that onto our little makeshift stove there. I'm not gonna lie, I feel kind of like MacGyver getting that all happening. So that's gonna sit on there and hopefully do the melty. I need something to mix this with. My brain just went, use another one of those crayons. And then I realized what a stupid idea that was. Great. Never fear. I found a mixer. I have an old pencil that I've literally never used. So let's use that. Now there probably is some step that I'm missing where you're meant to like submerge the entire bottom of this pot in water, but we're making this up as we go along. I don't know what I'm doing or what's happening, which is honestly not different to how I live my normal life. So At least I'm experienced. Ooh, it's doing nothing. All right, let's add some color. I got the jumbo ones because that's all I could find at the store. We might actually just start with like half. So that way I can add more colors as we go if it needs a little bit more. Because if I just chuck everything in there and then one doesn't work out, that blue did not mess around. That like started melting right away. I am pretty chuffed with the color already. And I know it's just gonna get more and more saturated as those large pieces melt. Should I have filed them down to smaller pieces? Probably. Am I gonna learn from this mistake and do better in the next ones? No. This really does feel like science. I know it's just melting stuff and really it's cooking. It is cooking. But this is cool. Another thing that we have to do, and this is because I'm gonna start getting loud again, is we have to stick the wick to the bottom of the container. So the way that they said to do it online is to just dip in a little bit of that wax and then just pop it right there. Let that dry and harden a little bit, and that should kind of glue it to the bottom of the container. So then we can just pour the wax over it and it's kind of held already. Ah, look at that, beautiful. This is almost all melted. Oh, look at that color. I am actually pretty chuffed with the color that we've got at the moment. It is this real like navy kind of dark blue. It's got a little bit of that gray in it, but not too much. So I'm really happy with that. So I think it's time to add in our skent, or scent if we say it properly. I don't know how much of this I'm meant to add, so I'm just gonna kind of go for it and hope for the best, which is honestly how I do most things in life. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 drops isn't like a crazy amount. I can't even smell that. I think I need to add a lot more than that. Okay, lovely. How's our little wick going? Very nice. All right, here we go. First pour. You ready? Am I ready? Oh my gosh, it's so much darker than I thought it was going to be. I don't dislike that though. There's also like just the right amount of wax. Like I would have liked even a little bit more. So now I'm going to put this over here. I'm going to get some of those other crayons back to work holding our wick up where we want it. Nope, okay, they're not staying. Great, let me just, okay, I've got 3 more of those pencil things. Hopefully I only need 2. Okay, let's take that. So this is, oh my god, it looks so bad. This is what I have. It's not good, but it's an option, you know? It could have been worse. It could have been worse. And hopefully that will start to dry and set now, and we'll be all Gucci. All the pencils just fell down. That was faster than I thought. I think the making of the pieces won't be too bad. It's the waiting in between that is going to be the struggle. Hopefully it doesn't take too long. It's almost 9 p.m. and I'm already tired. Oh, strong. That's how I like it. The wick just fell out again. This is going to be the hardest part, I think, is just getting the wicks to stay. That was the first one done. Let's move on to the second, shall we? This is going to take a while. I'm going to give these a wipe down. I did fully clean them when I bought them. I bought these at some charity shops. I think Mum will appreciate this one. It's Queen Anne, which I think is a nice brand. I don't know. I don't know anything about China or anything. I know Royal Doulton is a thing, but I don't know if they're everything or just model figurines. Anyway, for Mum, I'm going to do some English rose because I know she really likes roses, and I'm going to mix it with a little bit of vanilla. I am going to mix a few of these floral scents with vanilla. I just think it softens them a little bit and just makes it a little sweeter. Does kind of look like a shark attack. That's fine. Yes, this is the kind of color and vibe I'm after. It's so cute. This time I might actually do it in kind of stages, I think. It is kind of calming, I'm not gonna lie, to just like sit and watch it all unfurl. Like you don't have to be too actively involved in it. It just kind of does it, which is nice. I do like things where I can be, you know, quite hands-on. But this is a nice level of like hands-on, but also there are points where you can't really do anything else. Except for that one little floating bit just there. We're pretty much melted. So let's try putting this in a teacup. Forgot about the scent. It's fine. I don't remember how many drops we did of each, but these ones, I will admit, are a lot smellier than the sea salt one from the last one. That was more of a subtle smell. But also, you want your candle to do its job. That's a good smell. Now we should probably try pouring it. We'll just do a little bit to start off. Ooh, I love that color. Oh my gosh. This is kind of giving me like red wine jelly color vibes. And I'm here for it. It's definitely less pastel, but that might also change as it dries. It does actually match the flowers on the outside really nicely, so I'm pretty chuffed with how that's going to turn out. Oh, it's so pretty. Okay, I'm gonna leave a little bit of a gap from the end of the wax to the top. I'm gonna put the rest in here so that if we end up with like cracking or anything like that, once it's all dry, we can remelt this and pour it over. And as always, giving everything a bit of a clean down. You know, we're a clean as you go trained professional here. Hello. It is like an hour after I last saw you. So my SD card ran out of space, which was dumb because I deleted a whole bunch of footage before I started filming this, but clearly it had been a while since I formatted my SD card, so it ran out of space. And so I had to transfer everything onto my computer there. And while I was waiting for that to happen, I realized that as my dark blue candle, the first one I did, was drying, it was creating little like holes and stuff. So the fact that I didn't have any leftover wax to mix on top was a problem. So I kind of started again with that candle, made a whole bunch more wax, just kind of diluted what I already had because I did think the color was getting a bit dark anyway. My pink one is getting close to set, and I've got some leftover that I'm going to use to fill in the top and just clean it up a little bit, and I'll do that not tonight. I also found that this brand new dress that I was really excited to wear for today's video, because I bought it today, I got a bit of wax on it because I'm an idiot and I'm wearing a new dress to do a messy activity, and I'm a bit salty about it. I'm a bit upset, but it's fine. It's a white dress. Worst comes to worst, I can just bleach it, right? But it's fine. It's fine. It can be fixed. And if it can't be fixed, at least I didn't buy the dress full price. I'm not going to think about it. We're just going to move on to our next project and not worry about it. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. It can be a problem later, but for right now, it's not a problem. Our next little Divinaki is this very sweet vintage pastel. One, we're gonna go for like a really light pink with this one. A really, really soft, gentle. In fact, I'm gonna use the smallest little bits of crayon, teensiest little bits of color. For Hannah's, we are going with vanilla again because we've got a floral scent and I want to soften it a little bit. But then this one is also called Poison. Don't read into that, Hannah. I just like the way it smelt. I hope you like the scent. If you sniff it and go, oh, I hate that, sorry, but this scent reminded me of you. I think it'd be fascinating to know what other people think I smell like. Is that weird? I love when people bring up like that they've been talking about me with someone else and what they've discussed. You know, like if someone's like, oh, you know, I was talking with blah 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 the other day. We were both like amazed at how well you can cross a street. I don't know what people talk about. The idea of like people thinking about you when you're not in their direct line of sight, a crazy concept. I am all for it. What do you think you'd smell like? What do you think I'd smell like? There we go. There's our audience interaction for the day. Pop it in the comments. Let me know. The novelty has worn off a little bit, I will admit. But I also know that it's going to be so freaking cool when these are all done and I can say that I've made them and I can give them to everyone on the weekend and it'll be like, wow, look at this thing that someone has put effort into. And I don't think we've done too terrible a job at getting a pastel small fall pink. Actually kind of looks like a rose tea or something at the moment. Last two. Past halfway now. Okay. This is driving me insane. Like, it's filling me with so much rage. So, we need to come up with a solution. I have a solution. Problem solved. My poor egg cooker is looking real gross at this point. We move on to Amanda's. So for this one, we're going to go for a bit of a sunshiny yellow vibe. For this scent, we are going with one called Black Diamond. Ooh. And once again, we are going to put a little bit of vanilla into this one as well, just to soften it up a little bit. there is a little part of me, the part of me that would love to start an Etsy store and sell, you know, stickers or scrunchies or handmade candles. I love the idea of being able to make something. The issue that I run into is that, as you can see from these videos, I haven't been blessed with the talent to make things. I have been blessed with the talent to be snarky about failing, and I have been blessed with the enthusiasm to try. But success is not usually part of the equation with any of my creative endeavors. I don't know, I love the aesthetic of the idea of having like a little Etsy store and a cute little area in my room like Lynn Trong where she just like makes stickers, and it's just so cute. On that note, Etsy creators, anyone who has an online store, how do you do it? How do you stay motivated when creating stuff that is so boring? I love the idea of being able to make my own scented candles and stuff. Like, it's a really sweet idea. I've just realized that the reason my arm has been hurting is because this is boiling and it's flicking boiling water onto my arm. Good. How do you stay motivated to create things? Because I really love the adrenaline of like creating stuff like performing or like a song. You get that massive rush of serotonin when you get a new idea or when you land a really hard note. I don't see where that could come in with something like this. So what is it about creating these kinds of slower forms of art? Are they art, craft? I don't know. What is it about them that gives it its appeal? Is it the slowness? Is it having that time to stop and breathe? Because I'm not great at that. I love it. I love the idea of like not doing anything and breathing and stopping, but I also get really guilty when I do it. Like, I just feel bad when I take time for myself. Not healthy. I'm aware of that. I'm aware that it is not good, but that's where I'm at. Okay, a couple more chunks to finish up there. Am I meant to be wearing protective eyewear when I do this? Is there anything dangerous going on here? I don't know. I read one website with instructions and that's it. Last one. I've got him a little coffee mug and we're gonna do it in brown, so it's like a little cup of coffee. It's cute. It's playing on the teacup thing, but a little bit less pastel. And look, I'm not big on the gender binary and male and female, but I know both my dad and my brother are. Like, if I gave my brother a floral teacup with a baby pink candle in it, he'd be a bit like, what is this? He'd be nice about it, but he'd be very confused. So for the purpose of today and for this present, we are going to just go with a little bit more of a masculine cup of coffee vibe. So let's get melting. I'm stressed out at how messy everything is at the moment, so I'm going to pack all of this away. I'm going to give these a couple of hours to cool down and set while I sleep, and then tomorrow we will finish them off. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. See you then. Bye. And hello. Welcome to the next day. Please ignore how cluttered my desk is and also the fact that we can see you in the background in my mirror. So the candles have set overnight, so this is one of them. The wicks are definitely not quite center, but they're in the general vicinity, so I'll take it. So this is our first one. Hannah's one's got some crumbled up bits of the leftovers. I have a little ice cube tray that's got all the leftover wax. I don't have much left over for Brendan's, and I was a bit worried about what I wanted to do with that, but I'm thinking if I add, right, some white wax on top, it could be like foam. That could be kind of cool, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna have a think about it, but that seems to be a good option for now. So what we are going to do is we are going to melt down these pieces of wax and just put a little layer on top to fill in the fact that some of these have set kind of nasty. So rather than doing our whole like bain-marie thing with the egg cooker and that whole setup that just was messy and took a really long time to set up, I think it was the most efficient way to do this stuff in my room, but for just melting a little bit and not having to do any of that mixing or anything, and it's all ready to go, I'm just gonna pop them in a little container and put them in the microwave, melt them down and pour them over. Now, I don't know how long I meant to leave this in for, so we might do like a minute, but just like keep an eye on it. Woo! All right, that is all melted. I won't tilt it to show you. Let's head back to the desk and pour it over. So I am gonna add a little bit more fragrance because I just feel like they're not quite strong enough, and in watching some tutorial videos last night, which granted I should have done before I actually made the candles, they seem to use a lot more fragrance than I had been using. So I am going to layer on a little bit more for this top layer and hope that as the wax melts it'll like seep in and down. Is that how candles work? I don't freaking know. Probably not. But we're gonna try it out anyway. Just get a whole lot more. Let's make you strong. I am actually using the little molds that came with that candle kit that I bought that turned out to be pretty much useless. So I guess it isn't useless because these are our melting pots for now. Brendan's next because his scent is kind of in all the other scents. All the others have got vanilla in with them as well. I am going to add a bit more wax to try and dilute this so it's quite a white base. So that we can top it up with some foam. I feel so small next to this microwave. It is on top of a bookshelf. And the bookshelf is like my chin height. So I look very small in comparison. That actually was the perfect amount and I'm really chuffed about it. Let's do Amanda's next. Amanda's one is like a solid chunk. And look at all of that color that's down the bottom. Like, I do like this cream situation that we ended up with, but it does kind of look like we just didn't color hers at all, which we did. We put crayon pieces in. I distinctly remember doing it. Isn't this such a nice, peaceful, relaxing craft? Getting there, we're getting there, we're getting there. Final one. Oh my gosh. Look, this has been such a cute project, but I'm ready for it to be done now, please. Yes, look at that color. It is so pretty. I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, that is our final pouring stage done. I am gonna clean up this space a little bit and then hopefully they should be all set and ready to go. Ta-da, all done. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy they are done. I know that in terms of this actual steps required for a project like this is quite simple, but it just took so much time and it was so repetitive, and I'm glad I've done it now, but I don't think I'm ever gonna make candles again. But I've done it. They have their own little individual handmade present, and I have achieved something with my day. So this was actually part of a thing I'm doing called the Garden Path, where I'm learning all the skills that I would associate with cottagecore. So if you want to see some of the other little skill building projects I have done, I have a playlist of all of my Garden Path videos here. Or if you want to hear some of my original songs for something a little bit different, I have a playlist here of original songs. I hope you enjoy those. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you have a lovely day, and I will see you for the next video whenever that may be. Bye!